everybody. Good Tuesday evening to you all. How's everybody doing tonight? Come on in here and join the fun. Hey, make sure you say hi when you come in so I know I'm not standing here talking to myself. We'll wait for a few people to come in. I'll get myself up on my Unique in the Creek app here. Long time no see, everybody. Hey, Beck, how are you? Thanks for coming on in here. Let me get myself, all right, we got ourselves going. We are good to go. You are the first one on. You are the first one on here, Beck. Good to see you. Good to see you. Hi, everybody. So we're going to be doing a really fun project, a little bit different tonight. So if you're looking for something different, this is definitely going to fit the bill. Doing super well. That's super good to hear. I love when people say they're doing good. I love to hear that. Ella's on. Christina's on. Hey there, everybody. Hey there, Diane. I just want to greet everybody and give people time to come on before we start diving into what we're doing today. Hey, we're probably going to be... Okay, let's just start that one over. We're probably I was looking at the B and trying to say probably. Hi, Jane. We're probably going to be doing our last spring-summer project for this year, you guys, because everybody seems to be climbing on into the fall. Now, I hate to use that word fall. Hey, Kathy. But, you know, that's the way us crafters are. We are always heading on into the fall, into the season a little bit early. Hi, Candy. So this is probably going to be our last one for summer, spring, and then we're going to change things over and change things up, and we're going to head on into the fall because, you know what? It'll be here before you know. We're already into July, and then you got August, and then boom, there comes September. Hi, Sherry. How are you? So that's why we're hopping on into fall here very, very shortly, next time you see me. All right, let me go over what we're going to do today, you guys. So we have this sign. I just am in love with this sign. This is from Unique in the Creek. Now, I do want to tell you, and in the description, I put that this is sold out. And I did put an alternate one there from Unique in the Creek that I think would look good. She has a few B signs in there. And you can use any of the rectangle B signs that are there. That's okay. We just got on, Roseanne. You're good. You're good to go. We're just showing what we're working with. So we've got this sign. And this sign here, you guys, if you're looking to have some similars, 15 inches by 5 inches. So 5 by 15 if you're looking for a similar sign. Hi, Miss Teresa. And we are going to be using the wing board tonight. Now, I'm going to do something way different tonight. Way different. So I decided that I would mark my board up. As you can see, I marked my board up in black, okay, where I'm going to put my zip ties. And I want to show you this face up first so that you will be able to put your zip ties in accordingly, because it's honestly it's a little bit difficult to explain. So I'm going to hold this up, and those of you that think you need a screenshot, take it. If not, when you do the replay, you can come right back to the beginning here and see what I've got done. So here is the setup. I'm going to hold it right side. Let's see. I'm going to hold it. Doesn't matter. Top side, underside, doesn't matter. It's kind of opposite here. So this is what we have for our board. Where these black marks are, or let me open up just a little bit more. Where the black marks are is where you're going to put your zip ties on this. So you can see we've got the same here on row 2, same on row 2. And then we've got going here on row 3, we got the top to you, the bottom to me, black, black, black. So here, and then here, we're going to be doing opposites, kind of, sort of. So what we've done on the bottom here, or top to you, we're going to do over here opposite. And then on number 4, we are going to do here, here, and here on this end. And then same thing, bottom, here, here, and here. And then the middle, boom, boom. All right, so I want you to take a good look at that so you can see exactly what I've done. And I've marked it in green. Now, since this is going to hang way different, you guys, so I've marked in green where we're going to put our zip ties. So right down here is a green. The zip tie is going to go there, or our hanger, our pipe cleaner right there. And right here is our pipe cleaner is going to go. So it's all different, and I will show you the back when I'm done. but that's the layout that we're going to have with this today. So the first thing I've done, and I'm going to try to bring you guys down as close as I can, all right? You can see on my board, instead of using it this way, I'm going to be using it this way. All right, this is going to be kind of on a diagonal. So what I've done is I've taken my sign and I've put it this way. So it's going to line up here and here. So we're going to line a sign up here and here. And then we have this end empty and this end empty, right? Okay. So what you want to do first is you want to position this wing board like this so that the center is going to be right down here, right across it. So here and here is where I'm going to line this up. And you'll see, once you place a sign on here, you'll see that this works well. So you're going to want to place it evenly up here and evenly down here so that it hits the top perfect here and the bottom perfect under here. And then you're going to want to line up these sides. Now there's going to be a little bit of extra. Let me show you guys. I'm coming in real close now. See the extra here on the edge, extra here, and there's going to be the same extra over here. Just a little bit. When you place that sign, there's extra on the sides here. All right? So once you get this lined up here, you're going to want to line it up this way and this way. So what I did is I took a pencil. I took a black pencil, and I'm lining this guy up here and here, and here and here. So let me do that for you guys right now. And once you have it lined up in both directions, so this is good and this is good, you're going to take your pencil, and I'm going to go across this with my pencil, and across this with my pencil. All right, here and here. And then once these two edges are lined up, I'm going to take my pencil again and line up here, and then I'm going to give it a pencil line right there. So I really just outlined my sign on the frame. Okay, so here's my pencil mark. Can you see the pencil mark there? I've lined it all the way across, and then I have this edge fixed here and this edge there. All right, so this is going to be sitting cockeyed, if you will. All right, just like that. And I went ahead and I did put staples in this, you guys. I put staples in here to get this already prepared for my board. So what I did with that is I laid this down once I lined it up, and then I turned it over, and then I marked where I kind of want to put my sign. So right here, you go here, you go here, and you can go here and here. And then on the back, you can put your staples in. I just put them in the middle, but you can put them, line them up to here, and then put your lines on there. All right, so let's put that aside. Now, another thing we're going to be using is this jute. This is a poly jute white. I think it's 10.5 by 10.5. Now, Laurie didn't have any of this. I did get this on Craft Outlet. So we're going to be using a roll of that. It's a poly jute. Or poly, yeah, I think it's poly jute. Maybe poly fabric. It does feel like it has fabric mesh in there. And then we're going to be using this 1.5 inch Swiss dot. Love that. And we're also going to be using some of this bumblebee ribbon, 1.5 inch. And we're also going to be using 2.5 inch Swiss dot. Okay. You're going to need a total of 28 zip ties and I cut 28 pieces of 1.5 inch Swiss dot ribbon. I'm not sure I'm going to use all 28. I might have to cut it down because there might be too many here, but we're going to figure that out as we go, okay? Hi guys. Hi guys. Hi guys. Alrighty, so I'm going to take the time, you guys. That's really the gist of most of our stuff, right? You're going to need, of course, you're going to need your white rubber bands from Unique in the Creek, you guys, right? You're going to need these zip ties. So I'm going to put these zip ties in, and we're going to start right here. All right, it doesn't matter which end it is. Either way works. Either way works. So put this here. So it's going to go from here over to here. All right, so there's one. I'm going to load this first side all up for you guys so you can see. And then what you'll do is just load the other side the exact way. Just, this is turned a little. So there's one on the end. And then we're also going to use, yep, be sure and use my affiliate code, you guys, my affiliate link for purchasing your supplies if you would. I'd love that. Thank you so much. Hi, Tina. And then here, regular holes right here. Or again, we're on row 2. Okay. And we can close these up. We can close these up. These are 6-inch zip ties. So you're going to have to be patient. Usually I do this at under an hour, you guys, but today will be a little longer because I am preloading. I'm going to load this with you guys, alrighty? You're using the wing board too, Miss Sharon. Great mind thinks alike. They think alike. And now we're moving on right here to the next regular set of holes. And I keep putting these in backwards. What's wrong with me? And then the next regular set of holes, right? Next regular set of holes. So it's regular, 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 end, end. Okay? So it's fairly straight, simple once you get these ends in here. So let's load these up. And then I'll show you how what petal we're gonna use. We're gonna be using the Bubba petal tonight. The Bubba petal, which I haven't used in a long time. So we're gonna do that petal. And then we're going to add our ribbon in here too. This is pretty easy to do, but it's going to be super cool looking when we're done, right? It's not going to be your average looking wing board at all. I'm trying to get you guys back up here because it seems to have gone away on me, and I don't want it to go away. So yeah. And we'll get this right up in here just like that. I think what I'll do is I'll load each row on each side. So we'll go from row to row to row, 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 row. I'm going to do 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5. All right, that's what we're going to do. And we got that side done. We're going to mimic on row 2 the exact same thing we did over here. What we do on one side, we're going to be doing on the other side, all right? So let's get these in here, and then I'll show you how to do the petal. Okay. I'm going to take these out of here. This is how I keep my zip ties, you guys. I just put another zip tie around the zip ties to keep them all together, and it really does a great job. That way they're not flying all over the place, right? And we'll put these guys in here just like we did before. And we can close these guys up. So we're having some hot, hot, hot weather here in Florida. I think a lot of people are having some hot, hot, hot weather. And some storms. Y'all, I know y'all that lives in Texas. Hopefully you guys are good that live in Texas. You got some pretty strong storms from that hurricane coming through there. But hopefully everybody's good. We just got some rain here in Florida. Hi Tina. Hi Diane. Good to see you. Good to see you. Okay, so let's get this done, and then we're going to put our we'll put our petals in the rows as we do them. Okay, as we put the zip ties in, then we'll put our petals in. All right. And I know this is the boringest part, and I apologize for that, but I thought it was important for you guys to see exactly what I was doing here on this, because it is a little more. I don't want to use the word complicated because it's not. It's just different. All right, so there we go. So we've done row 2 the same. So one on the edge, edge, regular, 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 edge on both sides, okay? So here's the petal we're going to do. So this is 10.5 by 10.5. Now, if you guys are using 10 by 10, you're going to need to cut it 10 inches, all right? But this is 10.5, so I cut it 10.5 inches, alrighty? So this is the end of the roll, obviously, because it's really scrunchy. I like my finished edge. I'm going to take this bottom and put it to the top. And you're going to need yourself a couple of these rubber bands, so don't forget to get your rubber bands out, okay? Yep, you can catch the replay on YouTube. And you're also going to need a couple of these, you guys. I didn't put these on my description, but if you haven't gotten these clips yet from Laurie, lifesavers, so you're going to need these for sure. So the important part about this petal, you guys, I'm going to bring it as close as I can, are the edges, right? Once I put this up here, I'm going to concentrate on the edge because it's really important that this edge here is crisp. So I'm going to take this edge and line it up. Line this edge up so it's kind of crisp. All right, and then I'm going to take one of my things and put there. And I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Line the edge up so that it's crisp right here. And usually when I make these petals ahead of time, you guys, I leave these clips on for hours just to make sure these guys stay nice and crisp. And then I will kind of pull things this way so that these lay properly. Just you want these to lay properly. I don't care what happens up here. I do care that these lay properly. And then I'm just going to kind of crunch this down. Crunch it, okay? And then I take this top part and put it 3/4, almost the way down. Leave about a 1/4 inch here, 1/2 inch here, right? And then I'm going to take it and I'm going to flip my left side over to my right side. So I'm going to turn it and flip it, just like that. And because we have this board here with all of our wonderful measurements on it, I'm going to take these two guys and I'm going to put them here, and I'm going to put the other one, they're 2 inches apart. So the top is going to go here, and this top is going to go over here 2 inches apart. That's just my preference right here, right? And I'm going to hold that, and I'm going to flatten this down. So right now, I'm going to flatten that. These guys are lined up. It's important that these top people are lined up. And I'm going to take my hand and about 1 inch down here, about 1 inch, I'm going to scrunch it up. And then I'm going to take this and I'm going to rubber band it. All right. And that's what we have. That's what we're going to use around this whole thing. And so these guys should line up pretty good. And then if you want, you can take these off afterwards, okay? All right, so let's start putting these in. And we're also going to take our 1.5. These are 1.5 by 14 inches. 1.5 by 14. I'm going to just dovetail these. I did all these other ones. I dovetail all of these. I'm going to dovetail these. I got a few left here. I got 4. I was doing them in sets of 4. So I'm going to line these edges up, grab a pair of my scissors, and go from the folded side to the open side, up like that. And you guys are pros at this. I know you are pros at this. Dovetailing, I know you are. So there's that. All right, so that's how I did that. My garbage isn't there. Alrighty, so we're going to take these. We're going to grab one of our already made, and by the way, you guys, I ended up using colored, instead of using Laurie's rubber bands, which I should have done, I'm using white mesh. You should really use the white rubber bands with this, but my bad, I just pulled ones that I had on my desk and I used them, but I would prefer to use white rubber bands here, okay? So you're going to get that ready, and then we're going to take this, fold it in half if you want to find your center, right? Crease it there a little bit, and then just give it a gather, and give it a pinch, right? We've got to pinch that bottom out, because it's got to go in with this. I'm going to put this here, right in the edge, and we're going to put this right in with it. I'm going to move this so it's easier for me. I'm left-handed. Hi from Pennsylvania. Put that right in there. I put it in about a 1/2 inch. Okay, and then we're just going to band this up. All right, there's that. So there's the first one right there. All right, so let's carry on. Let's carry on with these guys. Put the second one in. Now these are going to be really close, and you're going to have to adjust your ribbon, okay? We want these really close. All righty, so we'll have to adjust it once we get going here. And just, this is what this whole thing's going to be, you guys. So it's easy to do. Once you get it marked out, it's really easy to do. And then put this guy about a 1/2 inch in there. right? So you can kind of see that you're lining these guys up together. They're about the same. I'll bring you in a little closer. All right. And it's going to go just like that. And these are going to overlap each other. Okay. And we'll grab another one. Again, this is the Bubba petal. Put that right in there. And I've left about the same on all of these so that I can feel pretty confident in putting my zip tie right on top of my rubber band here. And it will work out pretty good all the way around. All right. Now, I'm anxious to see how this works out too. I did do kind of a mock-up of it. And it looked like it was going to come out really, really cool. And by the way, we are going to be making 2 bows for this. That's where the extra ribbon comes in. That's where the bumblebee ribbon comes in. And that's where the 2.5 inch Swiss dot comes in, okay? Let's see how good this looks. See, I've got a white rubber band on that one. That makes more sense, doesn't it? I'm going to put that right in there like that. And if you guys are good with this and you don't need to, hi Deborah, and you don't need to fold it to find your middle, then don't. If you're good with just scrunching it up and, you know, figuring it out, then you don't have to fold it. That'll save you a step, okay? But we want these in here. Oops, move that. That got twisted, so I don't want that twisted, right? And I'm trying to make these about the same distance. Alrighty. And there's our petal. Again, the Bubba petal is what I've chosen to use on this. I tried a couple other petals and I thought that this one just worked better. It just looked really good. So that's why I chose the Bubba petal. Put this right in here. And it will go pretty fast once you get this going, you all. Okay. We're a little close. We're a little close because I want you guys to be able to see the whole thing, right? And you can still see these stayed pretty good. These stayed pretty crisp for me. And if you can leave your clips on these edges overnight, it will be even better because, you know, then you're certain of a pretty crisp edge there. So you can see why the edges were important. You can see why these edges were more important. You parked your car, right? Thank you. All right, so there's this row. We got one more to go. Again, you're going to need 28 petals for this, 28. And you'll only need one roll, of course, of mesh. All right, so there, looks like it's, okay, so that's what we have so far. That's what we have so far. All right. Frozen on your end? I think it's just you. No, I'm good. I feel like mine's coming along pretty good. And now I'm going to just take these and I'm going to clip them up. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll do the exact same thing over here. So I'll go from here to here to here to here, just to kind of keep it so you guys have a really good idea of what we're doing, all right? Again, put these guys in here. I'll probably start from this end this time. Good, yeah, go out and come back in, like Tina says. Mine's streaming really well tonight. For a change, you're streaming really good. All right, I'm going to stick this in here. I got to do it this way. I'm left-handed, y'all. I'm left-handed. It's got to be this way. It has to be. All right, put this in here. There we go. Hi, Margaret. You're good. So any of you that, now another thing I want you guys to know, and I didn't know it until I was experimenting here at one point. If you're watching somebody's live, let's say I got the screen like this. Let's just say I'm working with a wide screen and you guys want to see what I'm doing up close and I don't zoom in, right? Let's just say keep it like this, but you guys want it up close if you take your hand, you know how to make things bigger on your tablet and on your phone. You know how we do this to our tablet and our phone to make things bigger. You can make things bigger personally on your end, whether I make it bigger or not. So if you're watching on the replay, so if you're watching a replay and you're like, what did she just do? Or what did she say? Or whatever. Actually, what did she do? And you want a little close-up on it, all you have to do is widen your own screen, and it will make the screen bigger so that you can see what I've done close up. So if I'm watching a replay on something and I'm like, what? You know, I need a little bit closer up version of it, I just widen my own screen as opposed to the presenter widening their screen. So if that's helpful to anybody, I would suggest you do that on a replay of something because it really makes a difference. Really makes a difference. Now, I know you're like, wow, this is really bright, but it's going to tone down because remember, we have to put another white piece over here and over here. So you'll see this yellow and black is going to peek through that white just beautifully. It's not going to be in your face, but it's going to peek through here beautifully. And I think this is going to be really, really cool. I can't wait to see it with that sign on, the way that we have this measured out here. So we'll see. This is all going to be totally different. For those of you that are just tuning in, yes, we're using the wing board, but we're going to be positioning this in a whole different manner with our sign, okay? The sign came from Unique in the Creek, but they are out of them. So all you have to do is go in there and look up B sign, and if you can find another rectangle sign or any kind of sign that you want to use, then absolutely you can make your own thing on here. Doesn't have to be with the bees, it can be with whatever you want. If you like this idea after you see it, then make sure when you make it that you tag me in it so I can see what you've done with your creation. Tag all the designers so that they can see what you've done with their idea after you guys go ahead and make it, because I know it's fun to try to make some of the things that we make. So just go ahead and tag us so everybody can see how creative you all are. And I know you're creative. You are a creative bunch because I'm seeing everything that you're posting on Laurie's page. So I didn't show you how I was doing these very well. Let me put this aside and show you how I'm doing it without creasing it. All right, so if you don't fold it over, what I do, you guys, is I just eyeball kind of the middle like this, crunch it, and then I turn it, and then I go like that, and then I make the adjustment here, right? So I make that adjustment right here, and then that's how I do that, if you don't fold it, okay? And we'll do another Bubba petal here. As soon as I start the next row, we'll do another Bubba petal. All right, and then you guys can see exactly what we did. And you might have to adjust your petals too as you're going. Right, like here, I'll probably have to adjust these just a little bit. This one here, just a little bit. All right, so this is what we have so far on this board. Hey everybody. Hi everybody on YouTube too. I watch and take comments from Facebook, but I know some of you are watching on YouTube as well, so thank you. All right, so this is what we have so far, right? It does not work with your live. It does with Michelle's. What doesn't work with my live? All right, so now we're going to head on to row 3. We're heading on row 3. We started on row 2, going in on row 3. So we're going to take our zip ties, and we're going right here. Let me bring you down a little closer so you can see what I'm doing. Right here, see, I've got the black right there. That's what we're doing. And right here, we're doing the two big holes now. Good evening, Becky. The 2 big ones, just like that. And if I don't quit putting these in backwards, y'all, I'm gonna need a zip tie lesson from somebody here. There we go. And again, put that in. And just put these in just until you hear them click. So we've got the 2 wide ones, and now we're on regular. And those are the only 3 we're going to do for this part of the board. 1, 2, 3. We're not going to do these parts, okay? And you'll see why. And it's because we're putting our sign in differently. Okay, so let's put these in, 3 of them right there. I'm going to go out just a little bit so you can see a little bit better. Line these guys up. Put this guy in. My rubber band broke on this one, but it's okay. I don't need it. Okay, so I'll just spread these guys out a little bit and spread these guys out just a little bit. And there we go. Okay. And these do stick together. Oh, I said I would do another petal for you. Let me do another petal for you guys. You were talking about zooming. You can zoom. I've never tried to do it while somebody's live. I've always done it on the replay. So maybe it does work on the live too. All right, let's do another petal. Super duper easy petal. We are doing the Bubba petal today. So we've got this is 10.5 by 10.5. If you're using 10 inch, do 10 by 10. Finished, finished. Bottom side up in a triangle. Once you have that, we're not going to pay a lot of attention to this. We're going to pay attention to over here. So let me bring it really close. So I want these edges to be nice and crisp. So I'm going to just fold this over to see if I can't get a nice crisp edge over here. All right, and then I'm going to take one of these. Don't work on lives. Don't work on lives. And then this one here. Make sure this edge is crisp over here because this is going to be the top of our petal. And you want it crisp. So there's that. So once I got that in, I would also recommend a fabric mesh for this. Would be really nice, you guys. I'm not real keen on a regular poly deco mesh. I would need something with the fabric or jute or something like that. I think would work best for this. All right, and I'm going to crunch these down. I'm going to bring this guy down here. Okay, and I'm going to hold it here, and then I'm going to turn and flip. I'm going to take one side and put it over the other side. I'm going to line these 2 tips up on my board. And then I'm going to just flatten that down. I'm going to grab myself one of the rubber bands here that I have that's clear, the clear rubber bands. And then about 1 inch up, I can see on my board 1 inch, I'm going to start ruffling it together. Pinch, pinch, pinch. Your fingers here, put that on. And I've measured all about 1 inch, so I know they're all about the same length here. All right, and if you make these ahead, you can leave these on and these clips here, and that'll make these guys nice and sharp for the next day. All right, if not, take your clips off and put them on your board. Okay, so here we are, one more right here. And we'll get the rest of these guys out. Let me open you guys up again. Sometimes I forget to open this guy up. And pinch it, turn it, line them up. Pinch it, turn it, line it up. Stick it right underneath here. About 1/2 inch in. Should do the trick for you. All right. And that's all we need for that one right there. So we're not filling all of the holes on this wing board. So I got this part here. I'm going to do this part here. So this is going to be opposite here. Okay. So we've got 1, 2, 3. Those are the ones that we're going to do right now on this part of the board. And you'll see why once we get the sign in, why we didn't do all the holes on the wing board. I have 1 bow made. We're going to make a bow together because we're going to need 2 bows for this project. And I know all of you are going to be creative and you're going to do something different than the bows that I make. And you'll see what I mean once we get them positioned. Okay, and now we're going to fill these 3 spots. So here's one. Yep, replay will be available on YouTube, you guys. Don't forget to do that. And if you're looking to shop for any supplies, please use my affiliate link. That would be super great. Hi, Laura. Hey, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a dog's age. Slide that right in there. So see how quickly this comes together, you all? Even with me putting the zip ties on, which I usually have all done for you, it goes together super easy. Once you get all your petals made and your ribbons cut, it's an easy do. All right, so opposite, opposite. Okay. Let's get these off here. All right, now we're going into row 4. That was row 3, row 3. Row 4, row 4 is still going to have that opposite twist on it. And for those of you that are confused how I did this board, if you watch the very beginning of this, I give you a good look at this board without anything on it, without any zip ties or anything. And I've blacked out where I put my zip ties, so you get a nice feel for where these zip ties went, okay? This is a bit confusing when you're trying to follow right now with me, but if you go back in the very beginning and look at what I've put on there for you guys, then you'll be able to follow this fairly easily, okay? All right, so there's those 3. So we've only got 3 on row 4. So let's put these guys in. There's one. So I like how those yellow ribbons are just kind of peeking through there, which I like because our sign is mostly white. So we needed to give it a pop of color, right? If I got a mostly white sign, then I want to give it a pop of color. So that's why I chose a nice bold ribbon so that it would be colorful. Okay. And you want to make sure that these are all going the same direction, right? So here, here, you don't want that underside showing. You want this finished side showing, okay? Getting small. My workspace is getting small here. All right, one more. These guys look pretty. All right, so there's those guys. They are set. We've got these 3 and these 2, and then we get to put our sign on. Woo, that's gonna be great, isn't it? That's an exciting part. That's a part where everything starts to come together, right? And then we can fix all of our things here afterwards because I know I'm smushing them just a little bit. All right, so here we go. Again, row 4. And I hadn't done any bumblebees this year. You know, bumblebees are, well, they were so popular last year, and I hadn't done any this year. Well, I don't know what happened. So I said, I gotta get this bumblebee sign going. It's just so pretty, it's so bright and so pretty for anybody's door. this in correctly. All right, let's put these in. Getting down to the nitty gritty now. Down to the nitty gritty. Now, if you wanted to, you guys, you could do all of your ribbons and just put a, you can put a rubber band down here and have these all ready just to plop in there and not do what I'm doing if you really want to do it quicker. You could have these all prepared as well. You can see the rubber band broke on this one, but it's not going to be a trouble because we can see where the rubber band was. So we're just going to lay that right in there, just like that. Okay, there we go. And let's just plop one more in here, and then we've just got the two in the center, and we are good to go. And again, you can open these up if you need to afterwards. We can adjust them petals whichever way we need to. Once we get our sign on, we will be able to adjust those petals the way we need to. Alrighty, so now let's get these clipped off and put our very last two on. One, two. Row 5 only has 2 on it. Okay. Let's see if I can get this through here. Alrighty, so that's that. That's the end of these. I'm just going to tighten that up so these don't slip out all over the place. Or tighten that down, and those can go over there. Alrighty, there we go. We went different. We're going off the board tonight with this sign placement for sure. And then this side, right? What we do on one side, we're going to do on the other side. Okay, so that's those. Okay, so here is the wing board as you would be looking at it. See how cockeyed, see how we have a runway going diagonal? This is actually going to present like this, right? All going to present differently. So this board that we see going across here, I've made the wing board now kind of into a rectangle board. And this is where our sign is going to go. All right, so I did staple some of my pipe cleaners on here. And it's going to go just like that. All right, and I'll turn it around for you in just a little bit. So let me get these lined up to where they're supposed to be. So it's even. I'm kind of guesstimating under here because, you know, we have things kind of covered up now. So, but it looks about right to me. So I'm going to take my pipe cleaners now and go into my holes down here. So far, I'm not going to tighten it up real tight in case I have to move it. And then we want to even up here and even down here against that board. And you're just going to move your petals aside to find the holes. Move your ribbon aside to find the holes. And I'll turn this over for you so you can see where I put this. All right, I'm going to adjust it just a little bit, I think. So I'm going to move something here. I'll move this just a little bit. Again, I'll turn it over and show you where I've ended up with this, okay? Oopsie, that's wrong. That was better the other way. Better the other way. Okay, let's put that in there. Okay, I'm going to tighten this down now. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to tighten this down. Okay. All right, I'm just going to leave that there just like that for now. And then what I'm going to do is fix these guys up just a little bit. Now, you're like, well, we can see the board. Well, I know you can see the board. So that's where our bow is going to come in handy. Okay, so we're going to put a bow up in here because there's a space here. Now, when I did this earlier, I had this lined up a little bit better. You can see the board here. I had it lined up better, but it's not going to matter because we are going to put the bow up there. So let's get our stuff out to make a bow. All right, so there's that. And I'm going to grab this ribbon. And we're going to make a bow that looks like this. All right, so we're going to do two 4.5-inch pieces on the bottom. All right, now for this, we're not going to need tails. We're not going to need any tails on this, you guys. So I'm just going to take a little piece like that and slide that in there. Okay, because I don't need a tail, and so that's really all I need. So we're going to go 4.5 inches on the bottom layer, 4.5. Okay. And I got all the supplies that I used and where I got them on the description. Okay. Hey, Michelle. Good to see you. Thanks for popping on in here. 4.5 inches here. And then I'm going to go down about a 1/2 inch and make one more loop on each side, all right? So 4.5, we're going to go down to 4. All right, and I usually, when I make these, you guys, I kind of eyeball it. Even though I have my measurements here, sometimes I still just eyeball my measurement. All right, and then I just try to make sure that they're about even on each side. And again, we don't need a tail, so we're going to leave about 1 inch or so of material here, and then we're going to cut it off, right? Because there's no tails involved in this. And I usually leave a little bit more here than I need, you guys, because if I'm yanking and cranking on this, trying to get these to come where I want them, and I accidentally pull out, I don't want to pull this out. So I leave extra here than I'm probably even going to need, okay? And then we're going to come in with this wonderful bumblebee ribbon, 1.5 inch bumblebee ribbon. So let's do that. All right, we're going to do the same thing, no tail. So you leave probably 1.5 inches, 2 inches here, probably a couple inches. And if we have to trim this off afterwards, this is a pro bow the hand. This is a pro bow the hand. easy bow, or is it the easy? It's a pro bow of the hand. And we're going to come in about a 1/2 inch from that as well. And we're going to do 2 loops on each side. And again, about a 1/2 inch in. Give it a twist. And then come in about another 1/2 inch. Actually, I think I'm going to leave these 2 inner ones equal. So they're going to stay the same size. And twist it and stick it on in there. Again, no tails, so we're just going to cut that right off there. All right, and now I'm going to grab my zip tie. Let's see, I can probably use the ones I have. I think I can get away with the 6 inch. This is not a real thick bow, so I can get away with a zip tie that's not real heavy duty, you guys. And I do have a pipe cleaner here that I'm going to need for the bow. And then I'm just going to bring that in, wrap this, or get this zipped in here so I don't lose it, right? You always want to zip that in there so that you don't lose it. And then you can just kind of bring this around the back and hold it, and then just stick this through the zip tie, just like that, and tighten her up. Tighten that up. Okay? And that's really all there is to that. Yeah, this is the pro bow of the hand. Okay. Alrighty. So now that we've got that cinched in there, we can cut that zip tie out of there because we don't need it anymore, right? And then all we have to do is just kind of separate these out a little bit. This is just a real simple bow. And the reason it's so simple is because the only thing we're trying to do now is cover up some space. So if there's too much here, which there is, we're just going to take that back a little bit. Right? Just take that back. You're welcome. And same with the rest of these. So if this is too much here on this, just cut it back. But you'd rather start out with extra, okay, than not enough, right? So we're just going to give this a separation here. And you're like, well, we can see that. You won't be able, I'm going to cover this up, you guys, afterwards. So you won't be able to see, you know, what's over here. Put it down like that. And it's just a real simple bow. Just very, very, very simple. Right, that's all. Okay, so with that done, we're going to take this. So I'm going to face this to you guys. All right, so this is what we have. So this is how this is going to work. Now we have this here, but that's what our bow is for, okay? Like I said earlier when I did this, I had this lined up pretty good to where it was pretty even there, but it didn't work out that good this time, so no harm, no foul. But the good thing about it is up here, I've got 2 holes right here for my bow. So I'm going to put that right in there in those holes. Okay. And it goes just like that, right? So see how pretty that is right up there? Adorable. And tie it down. And then what we can do is we can kind of adjust this a little bit so that it works for what we're doing here. Okay, so there's that. Now, what I'm going to do with this, since I have this space here, you guys, I am going to add... Now, I have this guy here. He's on a stick, but what I would do with him is take him off. So he can go like right here, right? Look how cute that is. So I'm going to glue him right in there like that. Super cute. So, right, so we just hid all of our sins here, right? That's what our embellishments are for sometimes, to hide the things that we don't want people to see, right? Now, my idea was down here is to put another bow, which was going to be this one, but I've got to put it toward me now to see if I actually want it down there, and I think I do. So I'm going to turn this around so that I can see what I'm doing here. and put this guy in here. Now he's going to go in a little bit differently because, like I said, he doesn't line up exactly like it was supposed to. But we'll get him in there. And we'll do the same. I got another one of these, and we'll put this guy right down here. Like that. And I'm going to tie him in. And then I'm going to grab another one of these guys. See, he just came off a pick. Let me clip my pick off here just a second. See, he just kind of came off a pick. So I'm going to just cut him off a little bit. And then he can come down here as well, just like that, and stick right on that one there. Okay, so let's glue him on. And he looks about right there. Now, sometimes if you want to, you guys, if you need to glue your bow to your wood, you can. If that works out better for your design, you can absolutely glue the bow to the wood if you want. I'm going to get this all up like that. And then this is kind of what we got here. So we've done this totally different, right? And now the back. Let me show you where you're going to put your hanger. So I'm going to crush my bow. Yes, I am. I'm crushing my bow. You bet I am. I'm going to get these guys tied off. All right, so we're going to tie these off. I'm just going to twist them. I'm going to grab my needle nose pliers and then just take this and run it right in through that hole. I'm going to twist this. Same thing, cut it off. Run it right down through the hole here. So it's kind of out of the way. Either hole, doesn't matter which hole. And then what I did earlier, I'm going to cut all these guys off. And this is where we had to attach our bow down here. I'll probably make this look prettier afterwards. I'm sure I will. And I think I covered up my green where I'm supposed to put my pipe cleaner, but let me see what I can find up here. So, my green for my pipe cleaner to hang. So I got one end of my pipe cleaner to hang it. And I'll show you where that is. I'll turn the whole back over afterwards and show you what this looks like. And then my other green, I'm going to have to search for that, I think, for a second. Oh, here it is, right here. And luckily, I marked that before. I got to mark. You should mark the back of that. For your hanger, mark the back of your wreath too, so you can see where to hang this, where to tie it. All right, so this is where your hanger would go, and believe it or not, it does hang straight because I tested it. So that's what it looks like. Let's see. That's what it looks like that, right? Just something a little bit different. You're welcome there. Get that down, and that's like that. And then the hanger would go. So if this is the top of your board, it's going to go row 2, row 3, and then the second hole's over on row 2. Row 3 outside, 1, 2. Second row in on the inside. That's where you would hang that. All right, so there's the back. Now that doesn't look great. I'll fix this so that it looks better. I'll move that bow probably so that it looks better. But all in all, this is the design that we come out with when we take the wing board and we totally put it in the other direction, right? So we totally got a different direction here. It's just something a little bit different. right? Kind of different, right? Move that down so we can see welcome. I like to see the words, so, you know, I like to have these bows out of my way. It's just something a little bit different that we can do with these boards, right? Kind of cute. Kind of cute. And he'll hang like that. He hangs like that. And again, if you wanted to put something different up here or something different down there, you guys go for it. I'm probably going to take this and move it over a little bit, I think. I like this where it is, but I'm going to take this and move it over just a little bit so that it lines up really, really good. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will be back on in 2 weeks, most likely with some fall to kick off our fall. And in the meantime, you have a great rest of your 2 weeks. And thank you so much for joining me. And I'll catch you later, you guys. Thank you.